People often wonder which vegetables form the core of their diet. Some common kitchen staples can subtly undermine health. This raises the question, is there a truly universally beneficial vegetable? A striking example is the story of a doctor's wife who nearly lost her kidney health. Suffering from diabetes and high blood pressure, she consumed vegetables daily, genuinely believing they were good for her. This article will present the astonishing findings of Dr. Miguel Herrera, a distinguished internist and nephrologist with 25 years of experience. Over his career, he has witnessed how incorrectly chosen vegetables can accelerate aging, trigger inflammation, and even worsen chronic conditions in people over 60. Most remarkably, Dr. Herrera has also identified 4 specific vegetables that can literally reverse years of damage and restore lost vitality to an aging body. These aren't trendy superfoods or expensive supplements, but common vegetables available at any grocery store. Indeed, some of these foods can subtly undermine the body's well-being, while others have the potential to transform a person's health beyond recognition. The truth is, after age 60, the human body undergoes significant transformations. Metabolic processes slow down, inflammatory responses intensify, and the absorption of vital nutrients diminishes. Vegetables once considered perfectly acceptable can suddenly become catalysts for inflammation. Conversely, other vegetables demonstrate health protective efficacy that sometimes surpasses even prescribed pharmaceutical drugs. Let's begin by examining vegetables that can be detrimental to the body, those Dr. Herrera aptly calls silent saboteurs. He has identified 3 types of vegetables that people over 60 should strictly avoid. The first on this list, ranking 3rd in terms of danger, is corn. Let's hear the story of Edouard, a 60-year-old man who seemingly followed all healthy lifestyle guidelines. He diligently avoided sweets, sodas, and white bread, actively combating prediabetes and believing he had full control over his diet. However, there was one food he couldn't resist: corn. Edouard consumed it everywhere, in soups, omelets, as a side dish, and even for breakfast. Edouard was unaware that corn has an exceptionally high glycemic index among all vegetables. When consumed, corn raises blood sugar levels faster than even sugary desserts. For people over 60, this triggers what Dr. Herrera calls metabolic chaos. Even a bowl of whole corn kernels causes an intense insulin surge. The pancreas works overtime, trying to control this sudden sugar spike. However, the most alarming fact is that after age 60, the body loses its former efficiency in regulating this process. Each such sugar spike triggered by corn consumption damages blood vessels, especially the delicate capillaries in the eyes, kidneys, and nerves. Edouard's case, though tragic, is quite typical. Despite his careful avoidance of obvious sugar sources, his glucose levels remained alarmingly high. Dr. Herrera, after a detailed dietary analysis, discovered that corn was the unnoticed culprit. After 3 months of reducing corn intake and replacing it with low-glycemic foods like broccoli and cauliflower, Edouard's glucose levels significantly decreased. He also reported a surge in vitality, less fatigue after meals, and a general feeling of lightness. However, the danger of corn isn't limited to blood sugar. For those with autoimmune diseases, such as Hashimoto's thyroiditis, which affects up to 20% of people over 60, corn contains lectins and hard-to-digest proteins. These substances can trigger aggressive immune system reactions, leading to symptoms like chronic fatigue, cognitive impairment, and hormonal imbalance. Processed corn products, including microwave popcorn, cornflakes, and cornbread, pose the greatest risk. These products exacerbate negative effects by adding sugar, unhealthy fats, and artificial ingredients, further stimulating blood sugar spikes and promoting inflammation. If you have a fondness for corn, it's recommended to significantly reduce your intake. Consume it no more than once or twice a week, preferring fresh corn on the cob over highly processed products. Always combine it with protein and healthy fats to slow down glucose absorption. Most importantly, listen carefully to your body signals. Feeling tired, excessively sleepy, or experiencing joint stiffness after eating corn are clear indicators that your body can no longer process it adequately. Second on Dr. Herrera's list of potentially harmful vegetables is eggplant. This might be surprising, but eggplant can be a real challenge for older adults suffering from inflammatory conditions. Dr. Herrera realized this through the poignant and instructive case of Amaryllis, a 68-year-old woman with rheumatoid arthritis. Amaryllis noticed a troubling connection. Every time she ate eggplant, one of her favorite vegetables, she would wake up the next morning feeling utterly broken and achy all over. My joints are stiff and excruciatingly painful, especially in my knees and fingers, she recalled. The pain was so severe I struggled with daily tasks like opening jars or climbing stairs. Initially, Dr. Herrera attributed this to the natural progression of her arthritis. But when Amaryllis began keeping a detailed food and symptom diary, the connection became clear and undeniable. Eggplant was the trigger. Here's the scientific explanation. Eggplant contains specific compounds known as alkaloids, notably solanine. These are natural chemicals that serve as a defense mechanism for plants against insects and animals. However, in sensitive individuals, especially those with inflammatory or autoimmune conditions or digestive system dysfunction, these alkaloids could trigger a chain reaction of inflammatory processes. Eggplant alkaloids can increase inflammatory markers in the body, worsen joint pain, and even cause gastrointestinal discomfort. For people with conditions like arthritis, fibromyalgia, or autoimmune thyroid diseases, eggplants are like adding fuel to an already raging fire. Eggplant poses a particular danger to older adults because the inflammation it causes often manifests with a delay. A person might feel fine immediately after eating eggplant, but the next morning they wake up with unexplained aches, stiffness, or chronic fatigue, the cause of which they cannot pinpoint. Individuals with Hashimoto's thyroiditis need to be especially vigilant. Alkaloids in eggplant can overstimulate the immune system, leading to increased thyroid antibody levels, brain fog, and muscle weakness. Amaryllis identified this connection and replaced eggplant with sautéed zucchini and bell peppers. Within a few weeks, her morning stiffness significantly decreased, joint pain became manageable, and her overall energy levels increased. If you suspect eggplant affects you, try eliminating it completely from your diet for 3 to 4 weeks and carefully note any changes in your well-being. If you observe improvements in energy, joint comfort, or digestive function during this period, it's highly likely you've successfully identified the trigger food. Finally, the most dangerous vegetable, ranking first on this list, is white potato, according to Dr. Herrera. This ubiquitous food can subtly undermine your well-being and poses the greatest vegetable threat to older adults. The reason lies in the following. Meet Margarita, a 70-year-old woman with a particular fondness for potatoes. She ate them almost daily, consuming them mashed, baked, or boiled. Over time, Margarita noticed an increase in blood pressure and heightened fatigue after meals. When Dr. Herrera meticulously analyzed her diet, he determined that regular potato consumption was the key contributing factor to these issues. White potatoes have an exceptionally high glycemic index, surpassing even that of table sugar. When a person eats a baked potato, their blood sugar rises faster and higher than if they had eaten an entire chocolate bar. For older adults, this creates a cascade of serious health problems. Here's what happens. The rapid surge in blood sugar triggers a powerful insulin release. The pancreas actively floods the system with insulin to lower glucose levels. But this roller coaster effect on the body damages blood vessels throughout, especially the fragile capillaries in the brain, eyes, and limbs. The inflammation caused by these glucose spikes gradually accumulates over time, contributing to accelerated hardening of the arteries, increased risk of diabetic complications, brain fog, and cognitive impairment. It also leads to impaired circulation in the upper and lower limbs, elevated blood pressure, and significant accumulation of visceral fat around the abdomen. For individuals with thyroid conditions, the consequences are even more disheartening. Sharp fluctuations in glucose and insulin concentrations exacerbate existing thyroid dysfunction, intensify fatigue, and further slow metabolic processes. Margarita's transformation after these changes was truly astonishing. Dr. Herrera recommended she reduce potato consumption, and if she chose to eat them, to do so with the skin on. He also advised adding cinnamon or olive oil to slow glucose absorption. After 3 months, her blood pressure not only returned to normal, but Margarita also felt a surge of energy, experienced less bloating, and her sleep significantly improved. The tragic part is that most older adults continue to eat potatoes, genuinely believing they are beneficial. However, for aging bodies already struggling with insulin sensitivity and prone to inflammation, potatoes can only worsen the very problems they are thought to prevent. If you still intend to include potatoes in your diet, strictly follow these rules. Never consume them plain. Always combine them with proteins and healthy fats. Do not remove the skin to preserve valuable dietary fiber. Steam or bake them, avoiding frying. Limit consumption to 1 or 2 times per week. Add cinnamon or vinegar to slow glucose absorption. Now that you're aware of which vegetables to avoid, let me introduce you to 4 types of vegetables that can literally save your health and significantly extend your life. These are 4 vegetables that must be present in everyone's diet after reaching 60 years of age. Life-saving vegetable number 4 is beetroot. Do not underestimate this deep red root vegetable. Beetroot is like a natural medicine cabinet, especially for older adults facing issues with blood pressure, circulation, or cognitive impairment. What makes beetroot so unique? It is exceptionally rich in natural nitrates, which transform into nitric oxide in the body, a molecule that helps relax and widen blood vessels. This significantly improves blood flow to the brain, heart, and limbs. For older adults often suffering from poor circulation, cold extremities, or brain fog, beetroot can have a truly transformative effect. However, beetroot offers much more. It is packed with betalains, powerful antioxidants that give it its vibrant hue and actively combat inflammation throughout the body. Additionally, beetroot contains folic acid, which aids cell regeneration and supports bone health, and magnesium, essential for proper nervous system and muscle function. Dr. Herrera often recommends beetroot to his patients taking blood pressure medication as it acts synergistically to strengthen the cardiovascular system. The natural nitrates in beetroot can enhance the effectiveness of blood pressure drugs while providing additional protection for blood vessels. The best way to consume beetroot: try adding it raw, grated, to salads to maximize its nutrients, or steam it to preserve its valuable potential. Add a little olive oil and lemon juice to enhance nutrient absorption and boost its natural sweetness. Aim for 3 servings of beetroot per week. And don't worry if your urine turns pinkish after eating beetroot. This is completely normal and harmless. It's just a sign you're getting those powerful betalan antioxidants. Life-saving vegetable number 3 is spinach. Remember Popeye the Sailor? He was absolutely right. Spinach is a true superfood, especially for older adults. Spinach has a beneficial impact on 3 crucial areas that often decline with age: vision, memory, and mood. The secret lies in 2 powerful compounds, lutein and zeaxanthin. These antioxidants concentrate in the retina of the eye, protecting against age-related macular degeneration, a leading cause of vision loss in older adults. But these same compounds also actively work in the brain, shielding neurons from oxidative damage and helping maintain mental sharpness and stable emotional well-being. Spinach is also rich in iron, which effectively prevents anemia, a common issue in older adults whose appetite or nutrient absorption may be reduced. The folic acid in spinach promotes cell regeneration throughout the body, while magnesium acts as a natural relaxant, improving sleep quality, a challenge many seniors face. Here's an important tip from Dr. Herrera. Spinach contains oxalates, which in large quantities can contribute to kidney stone formation. If you're prone to kidney issues, it's recommended to cook spinach to reduce its oxalate content. Sautéing it in olive oil not only reduces oxalate levels, but also significantly improves the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins like A and K. For maximum benefit, consume spinach 2 to 3 times a week cooked and once raw in a salad. Add lemon juice to enhance iron absorption. Grandma's habit of squeezing lemon on cooked spinach, it turns out, had a scientific basis. Life-saving vegetable number 2 is red cabbage. This vibrant purple vegetable is one of the most nutritious foods and one of nature's most potent ingredients for slowing down the aging process. However, most people only use it as a decorative element to add color to dishes. Red cabbage is abundant in anthocyanins, the same powerful antioxidants that made blueberries famous, but in even higher concentrations. Anthocyanins act as cellular cleansers, actively neutralizing free radicals, improving circulation, and reducing chronic inflammation that accelerates aging. For older adults suffering from high blood pressure, chronic fatigue, or digestive issues, red cabbage can bring about truly radical changes in their health. The fiber in red cabbage serves as a nutrient source for beneficial gut bacteria, which is critically important for older adults. A healthy gut microbiome improves digestion, strengthens the immune system, and even participates in producing mood-regulating neurotransmitters. When gut flora is balanced, digestion functions more efficiently, toxins are eliminated more effectively, and a person feels a surge of energy. Dr. Herrera noted significant improvements in his patients who regularly included red cabbage in their diet. These patients experienced reduced bloating, more stable energy levels, and an overall feeling of vigor. The main condition is to consume red cabbage raw to maximize its antioxidant properties. Finally, shred it and mix with grated carrots, cucumber, or green apples. Add apple cider vinegar and olive oil. This combination not only tastes pleasant, but also helps improve nutrient absorption. Aim for 3 to 4 servings of red cabbage per week. If you have been diagnosed with hypothyroidism, you can still enjoy red cabbage. However, in this case, it's recommended to lightly cook it to reduce compounds that might affect thyroid function. Life-saving vegetable number 1 is broccoli. If a person had to choose just one vegetable to eat for their entire life, it should undoubtedly be broccoli. Dr. Herrera calls it natural insurance for graceful aging, and scientific research fully supports his claim. Broccoli contains sulforaphane, one of nature's most studied anti-aging compounds. This powerful molecule effectively combats cellular inflammation, improves insulin sensitivity, and simultaneously protects the cardiovascular and nervous systems. For older adults at risk of diabetes, heart disease, or cognitive decline, broccoli can literally be life-saving. Here's what sulforaphane does in the human body. It activates cellular detoxification systems, helping the body eliminate toxins that accumulate with age. It neutralizes inflammatory processes that damage organs over time. Sulforaphane protects brain cells from oxidative stress and may even help prevent Alzheimer's disease. Dr. Herrera observed how pre-diabetic patients stabilize their blood sugar levels simply by regularly including broccoli in their diet. The vitamin K in broccoli strengthens bone tissue and improves blood clotting, while folic acid protects cognitive functions. But here's the key point. Most people lose all the benefits of broccoli due to improper cooking. Boiling broccoli until soft and colorless destroys most of the sulforaphane. It's recommended to steam it for just 3 to 5 minutes or lightly saute it with garlic and olive oil. Garlic contains allicin, which actually enhances sulforaphane's effects. Here are some professional tips from Dr. Herrera. Don't discard the stems. Broccoli stems are rich in fiber and also contain sulforaphane. Lightly peel them, slice thinly, and add to salads or smoothies. Aim to consume broccoli 3 to 5 times a week. Even half a cup of cooked product will provide immense health benefits. If you don't like its taste, try it with lemon, garlic, and olive oil. This will completely transform its flavor. Dr. Herrera's healing recipe. Let me share Dr. Herrera's outstanding recipe, which combines 3 of these beneficial vegetables into one healing dish. He calls it the longevity salad, and his patients swear by its invigorating and health-boosting effects. Here are the ingredients. 1 cup steamed broccoli, just 5 minutes. 1 cup shredded raw red cabbage. 1 handful of baby spinach, lightly sautéed, 1 to 2 minutes. Quarter of a green apple, grated for freshness. A handful of chopped walnuts. For the dressing, 1 tablespoon olive oil, lemon juice, a pinch of turmeric. Preparation instructions. Mix all ingredients and serve hot or at room temperature. This combination provides the body with sulforaphane from broccoli, anthocyanins from red cabbage, and lutein from spinach. It's a triple defense system for the brain, heart, and joints. Dr. Herrera recommends this dish for lunch, as it helps stabilize glucose levels throughout the day, prevents energy slumps, and supports healthy digestion. You can also enjoy it for dinner paired with a light protein dish. Your action plan for vegetable success. Here's a simple and effective action plan based on Dr. Herrera's valuable recommendations. This week, it's advised to completely eliminate or significantly reduce your consumption of corn, eggplant, and white potatoes. Simultaneously, daily include a serving of broccoli, red cabbage, spinach, and beetroot in your diet. Try preparing Dr. Herrera's recipe. Throughout this month, keep a detailed food diary and record your symptoms to track changes in your well-being. Experiment with different ways of preparing beneficial vegetables. Pay special attention to improvements in your energy levels, joint comfort, and digestive system function. In the long term, integrate these 4 vegetables into your weekly diet. Continue to avoid the 3 trigger vegetables. Listen carefully to your body's signals and adapt your diet based on individual reactions. Remember, you don't need expensive supplements or complicated diets to achieve these results. The power to transform your health is right in the produce aisle of your local supermarket. Conclusion. His wife's near-death experience taught Dr. Herrera an invaluable lesson. Not all vegetables are equally beneficial, especially after age 60. The wrong choices can subtly accelerate aging and worsen chronic conditions. However, correctly chosen vegetables can literally reverse years of damage and restore vitality to an aging body. Harold, a 72-year-old retired truck driver, switched from mashed potatoes to steamed broccoli and felt a surge of energy in just weeks. Amaryllis eliminated eggplant from her diet and now enjoys pain-free mornings again. Edouard reduced corn consumption and successfully stabilized his dangerously high blood sugar. This isn't about miraculous cures, but predictable results achieved through conscious, science-backed food choices. Your body is constantly in a state of repair and renewal. Every meal presents a unique opportunity to either support this healing process or, conversely, hinder it. The vegetables you choose today will determine whether you maintain energy and independence in old age or struggle with inflammation, pain, and declining health. What discovery about vegetables surprised you most today? Do you regularly consume any of the dangerous vegetables listed, or perhaps you've already experienced the healing effects of the beneficial ones? Share your experience in the comments below. Your story could inspire and help another older adult improve their health.